Yeah, I saw. You guys asking her questions?
Asked her what she thought about you going to the zone, and
She said we didn't play any zone.
She's like, I don't know. And then I said, "We allowed in there?" Huh? I guess you can hear.
Yeah. She needs a little practice dealing with the media.
Joined by Coach, opening statement.
Yeah, just really proud of our guys. Terrific response from a disappointing result. Really good team. San Diego State makes everything hard. Really talented, well-coached team, and you know, just again proud of the guys in the way they competed. Not perfect, especially in the first half, but I thought kind of found our rhythm. We did the things we wanted to do in terms of the possession game. We took care of the ball. We only had one turnover in the second half. We did a great job on the glass, and you know, kind of overcome a little bit of inefficiency offensively, which again, probably mostly due to how good a defense they are. But yeah, just great result, and you know, could not have got that done without 15,411 of our closest friends. I think they called those pit games. That was fun.
I am curious. I was able to talk with you and Dutch a little bit before the game, and you guys were in the same city for 20 years. But what does Brian Dutcher tell you after a game like that and in a moment like that?
Oh, he just said, "Good game, good luck." You know,
So there wasn't anything more than just a normal kind of handshake.
no.
Tomislav, the last several games, at least the last three, but maybe however long you want to say it, the last several games, he had been struggling to finish at the rim and looked like the physicality was bothering him when he wasn't getting calls. Today it looked like he didn't care if he got the call, he was just going at the rim quite a bit. And I'm curious what you guys kind of got into his head a little bit. He said you guys had talked to him, and I'm curious what you guys said to him and if that was the result you were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, we expected him to play well, and you know, he's capable of playing at a high level, and you know, seasons are long, and you know, there's all kinds of factors in how guys perform on a night-to-night basis. But you know, we knew he was going to respond, and you know, we're happy that he did in the way that he did today.
You talked about how well you guys did on the glass. Against San Diego State, teams don't get 16 second chance points like that very often. I mean, just looking through their season, you guys have the most second chance points, especially differential in Mountain West play. Michigan and Arizona had a better one, but I mean, they're two pretty good teams in the country. How is this team able to do to San Diego State what San Diego State usually doesn't let any team do to them?
Yeah, I thought some of that is they switch, right? And so Tomislav is one of the best offensive rebounders in the whole country, and so if you switch him, you know, I don't know that we got him the ball as much as we maybe would have liked to in that situation, but we didn't turn it over, so we got it on the rim, and now you have a smaller player trying to deal with him on the glass, and you know, he obviously got 9 of them himself. He also drew a couple fouls. JT drew some. We had a few extra in there too that don't show up in the box score. Like, I thought our guys did a great job of just continuing to play. You know, we talking about like the possession's not over. It's not over until, you know, it's over. Right? We score, they get it back, and so thought we were able to just kind of keep fighting. And it wasn't just him. Other guys kind of came in and made some plays. Uriah had a massive offensive rebound that he dug out of there that led to the big shot from Luke there at the end. So, yeah, just credit to the guys for competing really well.
And the credit to them that you just gave is kind of what I'm looking for here is that you guys, in that moment, are playing a team that's been through this a lot. You guys are all brand new to this rivalry. The entire roster and coaching staff is brand new to this. The 15,000 people that showed up, it wasn't new to them, but you guys knew it meant something to them. And in that moment, you guys looked calm down the stretch. And what does that say about a bunch of guys who just met, 11 months ago, not even that long ago, and just came together to play in a moment like that?
Yeah, well, we appreciate what it means here, and it means something to us too. Our guys have a lot of pride. They appreciate the opportunity they have to play at this program in this environment. Like, I don't think any of our guys take that for granted, and they compete. And we're coming off a game where we didn't make enough plays down the stretch, and so I just think our guys were determined to fight really hard to try to make the plays, and credit to them for making enough down the stretch. A lot of these games in this league are coming down to the last 2-3 minutes, and it's who's going to make the most plays because everybody's good, and we were able to do that today.
For obvious reasons, Tom has that mental maturity that other players might not because of the age, the experience. But when you approach him about this game, when you approach him about having the right mindset, is it easier because you're kind of putting the trust in him that he's going to carry it through? Is that the luxury of having a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you have good players, like we try to put them in good position and trust them to make plays. So, you know, when the guys are doing the things that we're asking them to do, we're always going to trust them. We're not gonna be deterred by a bad game, a couple bad plays, a rough stretch. Like, we believe in our players, they believe in each other, and I think that's part of being a good team. You can't overreact to some of the highs and lows that come with the season. You know, we want to try to be consistent, and a lot of that comes from trusting guys, trying to let them play through mistakes at times, just believing in what they can do and trying to make them feel that from our coaching staff.
And I did ask him about that inbounds pass from about 30 seconds ago, where that's a high-risk play where the idea was that he wanted to jump and throw it down court. Was that the idea all along?
That is not exactly how we do that.
But how was it drawn up?
Differently.
Coach, you mentioned this in the beginning. You guys are coming off a pretty crucial loss to Nevada, and then you guys come in, you guys win a game like this. Could you just talk about the importance of this win?
Yeah, I mean, every game is huge here down the stretch. We're competing for Mountain West regular season. Our team is on the NCAA bubble. There's seeding implications relative to the Mountain West Conference tournament. All the things that we're playing for are still there for us, and even through some of the disappointments, this league is a grind. So, nobody's running through it undefeated, and your ability to bounce back and show a little resilience is crucial in this conference. And so I think our guys understand kind of the gravity of each game, and they're approaching them the right way. Even when we're not playing our best, like I think our approach is right, and we do understand the situation we're in.
And then you have another big one on Wednesday, Colorado State. How do you build momentum off of this win?
Well, each game is different. So, for us, it's really just kind of continue our process. Our guys should be confident. I think that they know and feel that when we play good basketball, that we can get a win, get a result on any given night, right? And so it's just on us to prepare the right way, have the right focus, and then compete the right way to try to get those results. But when we play good basketball, we expect to have success.
And then finally, I know Tajavis got a little bit banged up early in the game. I know he came back in and then he went back out. Is he all good to go for Wednesday? If you know,
he'll get checked out. We'll see. I think it's just a kind of minor ankle sprain, so I would expect him to be available, but I think we'll know more in the next couple days.
Luke had a second in scoring, 17 points, team high, three steals. Thoughts on his performance today?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about how great Luke is, and I think for a long time, he's just such a good player. He's such a winner. He makes everyone around him better on both sides of the ball. He's leading, he's talking. We finish the huddles, and then he's giving them more information. So he's just the kind of person that you want to have on a good team in any organization. I can't say enough good stuff about Luke, but I am really happy for him to knock down that shot at the end. That was a big time shot, and it's cool for him to have that moment.
And then this kind of environment, I mean, this is stuff that you dream of when you're a kid playing basketball on the street and stuff like that. Where do you rank this on just basketball moments that you've experienced in your life?
I don't know. I mean, it's an unbelievable environment. It's certainly the best environment I've ever been part of, and just to have the guys play that way on national television, a big time game is. I'm just happy for the guys. They played great, and really a credit to their character to find a way to get that one done.
It seemed like the first 10 to 12 minutes they were kind of having their way, coming off screens and dig threes and get scoring in the paint. Did you change anything, or were you just confident that the ebb and flow would kind of change in your direction?
Yeah, a lot of it. We felt like a lot of what they got early was some of our missed execution. I think I can't remember who made it or missed it, but there's a free throw and they raced it down and got a layup. That's on us. Luke was on the ground. He came down and got an open three. We didn't adjust. We blew a couple switches where they got it done. So we just felt like we had contributed to their success. Obviously, they're good players and they're a big part of it. They knocked down some shots. BJ Davis got going early. Harrington got to spot a couple times. We gave up a little too much depth on the drive. But, so it felt the whole time like those are correctable issues. And once we got those corrected, we did a much better job.
Offensively for the Lobos, nothing came easy. You wouldn't expect it to come easy against them. Did you kind of want to, you and your guys kind of make it a dogfight and feel like maybe in the pit that would come out positively for you?
We just talked about trying to wear them down. Like if we just compete and play hard and run the floor and apply ball pressure, we had a chance to, maybe wear them down a little bit and make some plays at the end. But we don't care the style. We feel like we can win any kind of style game, and we just try to take what the defense gives us on that one side and make it difficult for them on the other, and then just adjust to how the game goes.
Coach, tough night for Dayton from the field, 0 for 10, but he arguably makes one of the biggest plays of the game with that catch, and then you had 6 rebounds. Can you just talk about how he impacted the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's the best 0 for 10 performance I think I've ever seen. Because the jump ball and then knock down the 2 free throws to get us up 3. Like that was a huge play. He had a bunch of traffic rebounds, but I thought specifically second half defensively, his ball pressure really disrupted what they were trying to do. I mean, it didn't result in a bunch of turnovers, but there were several possessions where they got deep in the clock because they were having a hard time initiating because DA had such great ball pressure. And I thought he really set the tone for us defensively in the second half. And so, I mean, not 0 for 10, but I mean, it certainly does not recognize his impact on this game.
Going inside against them, they're so good against the 2, obviously. It looked like you guys were doing that most of the game anyway, but in the second half in particular, and I know 2 out of timeouts, it looked like you guys drew something up to get Tomislav at the rim and JT at the rim. The approach of going at them at the rim seems to be risky because that seems to be their strength, but was there any, was that the game plan, I suppose?
Well, yeah, there's definitely times where we wanted to try to take advantage of matchups because they switched some things on and off the ball. And so, specifically out of timeouts, if we had the ability to sort of manipulate the matchups into, I think one of the ones we got to JT was him versus Sean Newman, who's not one of their bigger players. We felt like if we could get it adjusted, because they're really good, they switch a lot, right? They're terrific defensively. And so they're good at getting those guys out within the flow. We're moving around, and all of a sudden, they're back to matched up, right? But out of a timeout where we can kind of set the pieces, we can make that a little bit more difficult.
All right, now I know how much you love these questions, but you were in San Diego for 2 decades. A lot of you guys, I'm just looking at Luke and his family and talking to Jake's family right now, 2 San Diego guys. San Diego is about San Diego State basketball to an awful lot of people, and that's what people here know of San Diego. And you get your first win against Brian Dutcher and San Diego State Aztecs. What does it mean to you and some of these guys who grew up watching them and maybe not getting recruited by them?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big win for us, but it's not about me, you know what I mean? It's about what our team is trying to accomplish, and I think if you ask Luke Hopp, he'd tell you the same thing, which is what makes him special, right? And so it's not about any individual, it's about, New Mexico Lobos trying to play good basketball in a big game, and we're fortunate to get it done.
Last one.
Apologize if you've been asked this and if you've been answered it. I can get it from Jeff. What was the last play to Luke? What was that designed play? Obviously they played him to drive, and do you want him taking that shot?
I mean, we didn't draw it up for him, but honestly, I can't even remember exactly what happened off the top of my head, but I know it just landed on him and he was open, and he knocked down a big shot, and then Ryan had a big offensive rebound kind of right in there too to get us a extra possession. But it wasn't drawn up for him, and I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what.
You want him to shoot that though? He's not known as a 3-point shooter throughout his career.
Oh yeah, I mean he's wide open in that spot, and we want him to let it rip. We trust Luke in every scenario.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.